Hey guys, so today I'm doing a Twitter question and answers video. Like always, I picked these questions from my Twitter feed, so if you'd like to follow me, maybe next time you'll be featured in my question and answers video. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in with the questions. First comes from Joel. He says, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Canada and Canadians? And this might be a kind of stereotypical answer because I've never been to Canada. I would love to visit, although I have not. And I think of hockey, snow, I think of like maple leaves, I guess probably because like the flag and like bacon. I don't know. Those are all very like I said, stereotypical Canadian things, but that's what I kind of think of when I think of Canada and Canadians. Apple says, do you have any new music suggestions? And I do not. My sister Molly has a great taste in music. She loves finding songs that I've never heard of and different bands and different remixes and tons of stuff, and so I might convince her to actually do a video with me talking about that because she literally, whenever I get into her car, she hangs out with me, she just has the most awesome music playing, and I'm like, where do you find this stuff? And it just kind of blows my mind because she always has something that I've never heard and something that's really awesome and fun to listen to. So if you guys would like to see a video with my sister Molly talking about her favorite music, let me know because I probably could get her to do that. Jocelyn says, would you ever dye your hair a completely different color? And I've had a lot of questions on if I would dye my hair brown, and as of now, probably not, but that doesn't mean I'm not open to the idea. I might, but I've actually really been wanting to put some color back into my hair, like some crazy colors. I used to have dip dye on the ends, as you guys can see, it's completely gone now, but I really loved having pink, and at one point I had like purple and kind of like bluish colors. And I think for spring I might do that again because I personally love the way that it looked, and I always got complimented on it and people always kind of asked me about it. It was a great conversation starter, so I might put color back in my hair into the springtime. Lemon says, how do you handle the high school party scene? What happened when you went to parties? Did you ever feel like you needed to leave? And this is something I would like to make a full video on just because I think I have some pretty good experiences to talk about and just different opinions about this. So the high school party scene, at least for me when I was in high school, there probably was a party like every weekend or every other weekend. It was typically at someone's house, and some people did drink alcohol, some people smoked and did drugs or whatever, and other people didn't, and it just kind of depended on the person. Like I said, I want to make a more in-depth video about teen drinking and kind of the dangers and tips on it because I've seen a lot of people get in a lot of trouble with it, get really sick, and just not really know how to handle it and how to be responsible about it. And I think it's something very, very important because it is so prevalent, especially in high school. You're probably going to go through high school being offered alcohol, and you need to know how to act and how to just behave because it really is a very serious thing and a lot of really serious consequences can come out of it. So if you guys would ever like me to do a video about that, I can definitely kind of elaborate on that and all the experiences. As far as the rest of her question, did you ever feel like you needed to leave? There definitely were times when I decided that I wasn't at a party that was good for me to be at. Maybe I was around people I shouldn't have been around or stuff like that. And you know, cops have busted parties before, that happens. And it's something you need to definitely talk about and think about before you do because you really don't want to make a really bad decision or have something bad happen to you. So like I said, I can go more in depth about this if you guys would like to hear it, and if you're interested, so just let me know in the comments. Lemon also says, what is the best advice you're going through high school? And honestly, my best advice is just to know that it does end, and it's for me was probably not the best 4 years of my life, but I know a lot of people say that and a lot of people think that. And if you're having a rough time in high school, just know once you get out of it and kind of get into like the real world, I think stuff is a lot different and a lot easier and a lot better. So just be strong through it if you're having a rough time, and if you're having a great time, that's awesome and I'm happy for you. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on high school. Charlotte says, favorite non-beauty related item, and by the way, I love you. Thank you. I assume she means like what else do you like besides beauty. That wasn't a very specific question, but I love jewelry. I'm definitely very into it. I love making it. I love buying it and looking at it and collecting different pieces, so that would probably be my favorite thing besides beauty. Carol says, will there be an apartment tour? And yes, I still am planning on filming one. I haven't done it yet, but I am going to film it for you guys if you guys would like to see it, of course. But as of now, I am planning to do that very soon. Valerie says, have you ever just not wanted to film? And this is an interesting question because I think people kind of don't think about this side of it, but there have definitely been times when I've been busy or I just haven't really felt in the mood to film, and mostly I like to film when I'm in a good mood, when I'm happy and have a lot of energy and I feel like I want to talk to you guys, but I also really value being very honest and open with you guys, and I think that's something about my channel that I at least hope is special. I like to really share my life and my feelings and my emotions, and I know some people say they don't care about it, they don't want to hear about it, but a lot of you guys really do care and do give me great feedback about that. So sometimes when I am upset, it's pretty therapeutic and helpful for me to film and talk to you guys and just have that interaction. So there definitely are times when I don't feel like filming, but once I do feel better, and I think in the long run it does help me out. Katarina says, who's your favorite Victoria's Secret model? And mine would be Candace. Lex says, what's a must-have quality in someone that you date? And I would probably have a tie. I would say honesty. I have to be with someone that's honest, someone that is able to express how they feel and is willing to express how they feel and what they think about things. And I also like someone who has their own kind of sense about things and doesn't just like follow the crowd or like the cool thing or their friends. I definitely have to have someone who can make their own decisions and who can stand by those decisions. So I guess those kind of like coincide, being honest and also being like true to yourself, and I guess those kind of like, I don't know, they seem like a quality that one person would maybe have both of, but yes, I think they both are very important to have in someone just as a good friend or even as a boyfriend. Gloria says, what's your favorite current country song? And it would be Follow Your Arrow by Casey Musgraves. I went to the Grammys recently and she actually performed it live and it was amazing. I had never heard it before until I was at the Grammys listening to her, and I just love the lyrics. They're so clever, and I absolutely love the song and I'm obsessed with it, so definitely check it out if you have not heard it yet. Christine says, would you ever do a meetup in the San Marcos outlets? And yes, I definitely would. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet, but I definitely would if people wanted me to. Maddie says, who or what band would be your dream to see in concert? And I have a tie for this. I've already seen Drake, but I loved him in concert. He was so good. So I definitely want to go again. And I also would want to see Rihanna, and I would love to see them both together. So if that could ever happen, I would be so into that, and I'd be so excited about seeing them. Alicia says, what do you love most about LA? And I love the weather. I love how it's mild, but it's still warm and sunny. It's just so nice. And I also love the drive and ambition that people have out there. A lot of people are really trying to make a name for themselves and work on their careers out there, and I really do admire that. And I look up to people that work really hard and put in a lot of effort. But currently I am not having any plans to move to LA. A lot of people have asked me if I am, but currently I'm not, and I'm still here in Austin, Texas. Lexi says, what is your favorite lipstick color? And currently my favorite would have to be Maybelline's Plum Perfect. It's just this beautiful dark kind of rosy purpley color, and I absolutely love it. So vampy, and it instantly dresses up any outfit, and this is definitely my favorite lipstick currently. 3 Curly Girl says, what is your favorite most recent purchase? And I haven't bought anything that recently clothing wise, but my big purchase that I'm kind of on the lookout for would be a fringed bag. I had a really pretty one that was actually from Steve Madden, but it got really dirty, and I tried to clean it and like wash it, and it just, I don't know, I think it's kind of run its course. So I'm definitely on the lookout for a really pretty fringe bag. I think it's just so boho and cute, and that is definitely going to be my next big purchase. So I think those are all the questions for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter if you would like to keep up with me and be featured in my next video. Bye guys!